they need to leverage on use of virtual assets and cryptocurrencies, including making sure that there's that especially the virtual assets bill in this House, Honorable Speaker, is well to date with best practices. Cybersecurity and innovations, Honorable Speaker. Lastly, Honorable Speaker, in the last few years, the traditional banking sector has really changed. For a very long time, all Kenyans relied on banks and bank products in the traditional way of our banking, Honorable Speaker. But of late, for example, you've seen uptick of digital loans now accounting to 52.79% of all active loan accounts, with a total outstanding balance, Honorable Speaker, of 158 billion shillings, Honorable Speaker. Loans like Fuliza, that overdraft facility, and M-Pesa dispersed 804 billion shillings in the last 12 months, as at March 2024, which averaged 2.3 billion shillings daily. Other products like KCB, M-Pesa, and M-Shwari dispersed 83.7 billion shillings and 42 billion shillings, respectively, Honorable Speaker. However, despite this growth, Honorable Speaker, the cost of these credit through platforms, Honorable Speaker, although they provide such a great convenience, they are very accessible within a very short period of time, and especially also accessible to those outside formal employment, Honorable Speaker, the interest rates remain very expensive. Honorable Speaker, I try to do a small analysis of how these interest rates are, Honorable Speaker. And just to give an example, KCB M-Pesa loan, when you hold a M-Pesa, a KCB account, and you take a digital loan on your KCB account, Honorable Speaker, they charge interest rate of 7.5% per 30 days for amounts between 50 shillings and 1 million shillings, Honorable Speaker. The repayment period is within 30 days. When you calculate the efficient annualized interest rates, this comes to 130%. If you check, for example, the M-Shwari, the product by NCBA and Safaricom, at 7.5% per 30 days, they offer between 100 and 1 million shillings within 30 days. That brings an annualized rate of 130%. If you take as another product, the M-Corp Cash, when you, most of us are members of cooperative bank account, when you go to your app and you take that loan, Honorable Speaker, they charge between 8 and 12% one time for a period of 30 to 90 days. They will offer you between 1,000 shillings and 500,000 shillings, repayment period of 1 to 3 months. The annualized interest rates, taking the spread between 8 and 12%, is between 107 and 207% per annum, Honorable Speaker. And therefore, as a bank, the Central Bank of Kenya, which should supervise and make sure that interest rates remain affordable to Kenya, Honorable Speaker, they shouldn't just look at the products through the traditional banking system, but this access of digital loans, and especially even in our commercial banks, Honorable Speaker, emphasizes the need for CBK to go out of their way to make sure that interest rates still remain affordable, Honorable Speaker. We cannot have that when you go to seek a secured loan with a logo, Honorable Speaker, you get interest rate of around 100 of between now 12 and 20%. But the same loan which is offered through a digital platform, which has actually less cost to the bank, end up having an effective interest rate of up to and more than 100%. Actually, if I went through the list further, you'll see it will go even to more than, some of them go to more than 300%. And therefore, Honorable Speaker, the challenge of this board of directors, Honorable Speaker, is to think about banking sector, not as a traditional banking system, but take into consideration the issue of digital space, the issue of cryptos and blockchain technology, Honorable Speaker, and be up to speed rather than being reactionary. That when now people lose their money through some of these, like there's one of the one of the cryptos that collapsed last week. I think it's called IBEX, Honorable Speaker, where members, including some members in this house, lost millions of shillings, Honorable Speaker. Let them be proactive and not reactive to this, Honorable Speaker. Lastly, the Business Laws Amendment Bill, now the Business Laws Amendment Act that this House passed in December of last year, give additional responsibility to Central Bank, which includes now bringing under the purview of the supervision of Central Bank of Kenya, the buy now, pay later program, Honorable Speaker, like the Lipa Pole Pole we have on our phone, like when people buy phones on credit and the Lipa Pole Pole, or the border sector and the Lipa Pole Pole, Honorable Speaker. And this additional mandate, therefore, means that Central Bank must be up to speed to make sure they have the requisite human resource, they have the requisite technology to take over the new responsibilities added to them, Honorable Speaker. So as CBK transitions into a more digitized future, the new board's capacity is to balance innovation, stability, and consumer protection, and this is going to be very critical. A clear regulatory framework for virtual assets and active engagement in Pan-African financial integration is no longer optional, but very essential. Madam Speaker, in view of the foregoing, the joint committees therefore recommend that this House approves FCPA Sophie Muturi, CPA Abdullahi Mohammed Abdi, Ms. Beatrice Kosgei, and Mr. David Simpson Osawa Awor for the appointment as members of the board of the Central Bank of Kenya. Their wealth of experience will be instrumental in steering Kenya's financial sector into a future of stability, innovation, and inclusive economic growth. Madam Speaker, I respectfully urge my colleagues in this House to approve and adopt this committee's report for the appointment of this board directors of the Central Bank of Kenya. I beg to move and request the Honorable CPA Ruto, the great member of Parliament for the people of Kasese constituency, to second.
CPA Ruto.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. As I rise to second, I also want to confirm indeed, as one of the members of the Committee of Finance and National Planning, joined with the Standing Committee of Finance and Budgeting, the Senate, indeed, we were able to establish the candidates that were nominated for these particular positions to be carrying the requisite experience and knowledge about what is expected of them. Madam Speaker, rightly to say, the economic situation of countries, Kenya being one, requires a people that are able to understand and measure the dimension that the country is going. And therefore, bringing on board these particular people, it will be a direction that Kenya should be focusing on expanding our economy through the right policies. What we are calling on them, as I request this particular House to approve these nominees, is to ensure that they bring on board proper governance and a focus that is able to accommodate the changes in the technology aspect, so that we're able to push our economy in terms of industrialization and innovation, and on both the young people, the young Kenyans who have shown passion and energy in participating in building our economic blocks. Lastly, Madam Speaker, during this particular vetting, we had a challenge with one nominee, that is the name Mr. David Simpson Osawa Awor, where his names were varying on document by document, and we had, as a committee, to undertake more due diligence to be able to establish the ownership of the documents that he provided. What I just want to request the Kenyans, whenever you have a challenge on your names in your documentations, please do not waste time. Ensure you regularize your names so that it doesn't bring a challenge that we face as a committee for us to find and ensure that the person indeed we are vetting was the right person, David Simpson Osawa. And with that, Madam Speaker, I beg to second the motion.
Thank you. Honorable members, I now propose the question that, taking into consideration the findings of the Joint Committee of the National Assembly Departmental Committee on Finance and Planning and the Senate Standing Committee on Finance and Budget on the approval hearing of nominees for appointment as members of the Board of Central Bank of Kenya, laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, 29th April 2025, and pursuant to Section 11.2 of the Central Bank of Kenya Act, Cap 491, this House approves the appointment of the following nominees as members of the Board of Central Bank of Kenya: FCPA Sophie Muturi, 2, CPA Abdullah Mohammed Abdi, 3, Ms. Beatrice Kosgei, and 4, Mr. David Simpson Osawa Awor. Yeah, I'll not put the question, Honorable Kaluma. I can give a chance to the Honorable Rahim Dawood, member for North Imenti. Members, you can make brief comments.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'll just be a minute. Madam Speaker, I support the list by the Finance Committee. And Madam Speaker, I just want to advise the incoming directors that they need to come, the threshold for reduction, or the threshold on banks, which they have now removed, that new banks can be done. We need to put all the banks together so that we do not get too many banks consolidation, and we need to reduce the amount of 10 billion to less than that. So with those few remarks, Madam Speaker, I wish to support.
The Honorable Member for Chuka Igamba Ng'ombe, Patrick Ntwiga.
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, mine is just brief. Speaker, as we approve these names, I wish that the members that we are approving today will take their right position, Speaker, because Kenya has turned into a country where we are literally hooking loans. Speaker, our people, Kenyans out here have been vanquished by people paying loans with logbooks, with the title deeds. If you go to any electric post, you go to every shop, you go anywhere, there are posters all over. Logbook, you get a loan within 2 minutes. Title deed, you get a loan within 3 minutes. And because Kenyans are needy at times, Madam Speaker, they end up giving their title deeds, they end up giving their logbooks to brokers who end up selling their property, Madam Speaker. So I wish Central Bank can take the right position and control and monitor these online lendings, Madam Speaker. Thank you. I support.
Honorable Kaluma, what is out of order?
Yeah, Honorable Speaker, I'm standing under the relevant provisions of the standing order to ask whether it would be right that the mover be called to reply. Honorable Speaker, the mover gave very detailed information and the report of the committee is very conclusive. I was listening to the members. Really, we are repeating the same thing, nothing new. For the sake of pending business, would the mover be called to reply?
Honorable members, I would like to find out from you whether it is the mood of the House that we call upon the mover to reply. Will as many as have that opinion say aye? Will as many as have a contrary opinion say nay? No. The ayes have it. Mover. Decision, Honorable Shabir. Please, mover, proceed. With all due respect, Honorable Shabir. Unfortunately, you cannot donate. It is the same rule of applying emergency brakes. Please proceed.
Honorable Speaker, I think all the board directors that have been watching this debate, Honorable Speaker, have seen what the concern is for these board members, therefore, and therefore the task is put to them. They must make sure they do the best to make sure that the Central Bank of Kenya is respected, is authoritative, is innovative, is technology driven, and has interests of all particular matters as raised in this House, Honorable Speaker. And with that, I beg to reply.
Honorable members, I will not put the question. Putting of the question will be done at a time when it will be scheduled by the House Business Committee. Next order.
Order number 12, Committee of the Whole House.
Yes, Honorable Kaluma, before we make a decision on the Committee of the Whole.
Yes, I thank you, Chair. Chair, I'm standing pursuant to Standing Order number 131 to request that the matter under Order number 12 be stepped down for consideration in the future. Honorable Speaker, we have spoken with the mover of this important bill, the Assisted Reproductive Technology Bill, National Assembly Bill number 61 of 2022, the Honorable Millie Odhiambo, who also is the Minority Whip, together with the Chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Health, Honorable Speaker, and taking into consideration the time, barely a few minutes to time, Honorable Speaker. This is a very complex matter. We need a bit of time. Honorable Speaker, this is also a bill which had been referred to the House, by the House, to the relevant committee for harmonization. We've agreed with the mover of the bill and the chair, that the chair of the relevant committee will convene us so that we can complete that exercise and file a report here which can then enable the House to transact this important matter in the smoothest and shortest way. Honorable Speaker, I urge that you so direct. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Kaluma. The Honorable Millie Odhiambo is also in the House. I'll give you a minute, and also the chair of the committee. You may proceed first. No, let's go to the chair and then we'll come to the whip. Chairman, Honorable Nyikal.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. We have actually consulted on this matter. This is an extremely complex bill, and there is a process that we've gone through of process of starting to and still we have a lot of clauses that we actually can agree on, so that when we come, it will probably be easier. Now we'll be making reference to almost 3 different documents. Therefore, if the mover, the proposer of the bill is of the same opinion, I have no objection, and we can arrange the process.
Thank you very much, Chair. Whip, Minority Whip, Honorable Millie Odhiambo.
Thank you.
I know you're not only speaking as the whip, you have a lot of interest in this subject.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'm actually the mover of the bill. And Madam Speaker, we have discussed and we have made progress outside the floor. And we have agreed that during the period of recess, we harmonize the process that we have begun. And so, yes, I'm in agreement with both members. Thank you.
Thank you very much, honorable members. Having listened to the chairman of the committee and also the Honorable Kaluma and the mover of the bill, the Honorable Millie Odhiambo, I now step down order number 12. Honorable members, and the time now being 1 p.m., this House stands adjourned until today, Wednesday, 30th April 2025 at 2:30 p.m.
Tunaingia vijijini, mijini na hata jijini kukuletea taarifa mchana kutwa. Usiku tunaketi kitako, tunadadavua tukichanganua taarifa na makala muhimu yanayokuhusu wewe na familia yako. Ungana na Bernard Ngozi kwenye Open Forum Political Show kuanzia saa 4 usiku hadi dakika zake kila siku ya wiki kwenye
Welcome to the live broadcast of the National Assembly proceedings on this 30th day of April 2025. This broadcast is brought to you by the Parliamentary Broadcasting Unit in conjunction with the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation. My name is Edward Kabasa. We'll take a look at the order of business this morning, where there are a number of statements which will be sought and others issued. And in it is notified that pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44, Part 2C, the following statements will be requested. One, status of construction of the Lunga Lunga sub-county headquarters. This statement will be sought by the Honorable Member Shiforomodo Mangale, the Member of Parliament for Lunga Lunga constituency. The relevant committee that will handle this statement is the Administration and Internal Security. The second statement will be sought by the Honorable Member for Subukia constituency, Honorable Samuel Gashobe, and it's on the murder of Miss Wanjiru Mutonga and the rise of insecurity in Subukia constituency. This statement will be delegated to the Administration and Internal Security. The Member of Parliament, David Kiplangat, the member for Soy constituency, will request a statement from the Education Committee regarding the plight of unemployed teachers aged 45 years and above. A Member of Parliament for Nyatika constituency will ask a statement on the infrastructure of Kenya Power within Nyatika constituency and power supply in the area. That statement will be requested to be handled by the Energy Committee. And then the Honorable Member, Amina Mnyanzi, will request a statement regarding the impact of the withdrawal of USAID funding on healthcare financing in the country. The Member of Parliament for Kuresoi South constituency, Honorable Joseph Tunui, will request a statement regarding stalled construction of the Olunguone Stadium. And the Honorable Member for Nandi County, Honorable Cynthia Muge, will request a statement regarding the welfare of Kenyans working in the Middle East. The Member of Parliament from Sambweni constituency, Faisal Bader, will also request a statement from the Lands Committee. The statement regards unyakuzi wa ardhi ya msikiti wa Kongo katika eneo bunge la Msambweni. The Member of Parliament for Chepalungu, Victor Koech, will also request a statement from the Tourism and Wildlife Committee regarding human-wildlife conflict in Chepalungu constituency. The Member of Parliament for Aldai constituency, Honorable Marian Kitani, will also request a statement regarding human-wildlife conflict in Chepkilot village in Aldai constituency. That statement will be requested by the Honorable Member for Aldai constituency, Marian Kitani. And there are statements which will be responded to. One, the status of Mavoko water supply project. This statement had been requested by Honorable Joyce Kamene, the Member of Parliament for Machakos County. The relevant committee there is Blue Economy, Water and Irrigation. The other statement which will be responded to is by the Honorable Member Dr. Ojambo Oundo, the Member of Parliament for Funyula constituency. The statement is in regards to the operations of Kudura Power East Africa in Western Kenya. The relevant committee that will be responding to this statement is the Energy Committee. The other statement which will be responded to is by the Honorable Abdi Shurie, the Member of Parliament for Balambala. It regards the exclusion of Kenya Medical Training College students from Higher Education Loans Board funding. The relevant committee is Education and Health. This statement will be responded jointly by these committees. The other statement which will be responded to is by the Honorable Member, Ambassador Francis Sigay, the Member of Parliament for Sotik constituency. The statement regards the upgrading of the new Kenya Cooperative Creameries milk processor plant in Sotek.
Honorable members, let us pray. Almighty God, who in your wisdom and goodness have appointed the offices of leaders and parliaments for the welfare of society and the just government of the people, we beseech you to behold with your abundant favor as your servants whom you have been pleased to call to the performance of important trust in this republic. Let your blessings descend upon us here assembled, and grant that we treat and consider all matters that shall come under our deliberation in so just and faithful a manner as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our country and of those whose interest you have committed to our charge. Amen. Sergeant at Arms, please ring the bell for a further 10 minutes.
If you're just joining us, you're watching live pictures from the National Assembly chambers on this 30th day of April 2025. The members of Parliament are preparing to begin the business of the day. Quite a busy morning. There are a number of businesses that will be transacted, including a procedural motion on the exemption of business from the provisions of Standing Order 40, Part 3, that this House resolves to exempt the business appearing at Order number 9, 11, and 13 and 14 in today's order paper, which is available on the Parliament of Kenya website from the provisions of Standing Order 40, Part 3, being Wednesday morning. They are located for business not sponsored by the majority or minority party or business sponsored by a committee. And these businesses include a motion on the report of the Committee of the Whole House on the Social Protection Bill, National Assembly Bill number 12 of 2025. And the question will be put. This bill was considered by the Committee of the Whole House. And the other is the bill on the Industrial Training Amendment, National Assembly Bill number 50 of 2024. This bill is courtesy of the Honorable Member Joshua Oron. This bill seeks to amend specific provisions of the Industrial Training Act, Cap 237, in order to recognize prior learning as a framework that acknowledges the skills, knowledge, performance, outcomes, and learning achieved through informal and non-formal learning pathways. Prior learning recognizes the fact that people who work in formal, informal, non-informal, and even Juakali sectors gain knowledge skills, expertise, and attributes through practice, and should have the opportunity for the recognition of their acquired knowledge and skills. The bill, therefore, seeks to provide an avenue through which a person who acquires knowledge and skills through learning methods outside the academic environment can apply for recognition of their skills. The bill does not delegate legislative powers, nor does it limit fundamental rights and freedoms. The bill does concern county governments in terms of Article 110 of the Constitution. It will affect the functions and powers of the county government as set out in fourth schedule and relates to village polytechnics and home craft centers. This bill is courtesy of the Member of Parliament, Joshua Udungu Urun. It appears at order number 10 in the order paper this morning. There will also be a special motion at order 11 on the consideration of nominees for appointment as members of the board of the Central Bank of Kenya. This motion will be moved by the co-chairperson, Joint Parliamentary Committee on the vetting of nominees for appointment as members of the board of the Central Bank of Kenya. That taking into consideration the findings of the Joint Committee of the National Assembly Departmental Committee on Finance and National Planning and the Senate Standing Committee on Finance and Budget on the approval hearing of nominees for appointment as members of the Board of Central Bank of Kenya, laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, 29th of April 2025, and pursuant to Section 11, subsection 2 of the Central Bank of Kenya Act Cap 491, this House approves the appointment of the following nominees as members of the Board of Central Bank of Kenya. 1. FCPA Sophie Moturi. 2. CPA Abdullahi Mohammed Abdi. 3. Ms. Beatrice Kosgei. And 4. Mr. David Simpson Osawa Owor. That motion will be moved by the co-chairperson, Joint Parliamentary Committee on the vetting of nominees for appointment as members of the board of the Central Bank of Kenya. And thereafter, the Committee of the Whole House will convene and they will be considering various amendments to the Assisted Reproductive Technology Bill, National Assembly Bill number 61 of 2022. This bill is courtesy of the Honorable Member, Millie Odhiambo Mabona. And at order 13 is a motion that will be moved by the Chairperson, Departmental Committee on Blue Economy, Water and Irrigation. The motion regards the ratification of the agreement on fisheries subsidies. At order 14 is another motion. This one is by the Chairperson, Departmental Committee on Defense, Intelligence and Foreign Relations. The motion is on the ratification of the treaty establishing the Intergovernmental Authority on Development.
Number 1, administration of oath. Order number 2, communication from the chair. Order number 3, messages. Order number 4, petitions. Order number 5, papers.
Majority Leader, are there papers from the Majority Leader? Hmm? Okay. Honorable Murugara, Sir George. Honorable Murugara, are you tabling the papers on behalf of the Majority Leader?
No, no, madam. Where are they? If they were here, I would table them.
Give him the mic.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the House today, Wednesday, April 30th, 2025, morning sitting. Number one, report of the Auditor General on Turkana East Technical Vocational College for the year ended 30th June 2020. Number two, report of the Auditor General on hybrid generation of off-grid power system credit number CKE 106601L for the year ended 30th June 2021, Kenya Power and Lighting Company, PLC. Number three, reports of the Auditor General and the financial statements for the year ended 30th June 2021, 2022, and 2023, and the certificate therein. A, Gadhuri Secondary School, and B, Kwale High School. Number four, reports of the Auditor General and financial statements for the year ended 30th June 2022, 2023, and 2024, and the certificates therein in the respect of A, Kagumo Teachers Training College, B, Kamwenja Teachers Training College, and C, Muranga Teachers College. Number five, the annual performance report for the financial year 2023-2024 from the Ministry of Defense. Number six, reports of the Auditor General and financial statements for the year ended 30th June 2021, 2022, and 2023, 2024, and the certificates therein in respect of A, Machakos Teachers Training College, and B, Kitui Teachers Training College. Number seven, report of the Auditor General on the National Government Constituencies Development Fund for the year ended 30th June 2024. And number eight, report of the third quarter for the National Government Constituencies Development Fund Board on the project's proposal approvals, disbursements status, and restrictions imposed on constituency account for the financial year 2024-2025. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Mulgara. On behalf of the Majority Leader, we can now move to the next. Yes, I can see there is a paper also to be laid by the Chairperson of the Select Committee on National Cohesion and Equal Opportunity. Honorable Adan, oh, you're here. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the House today, Wednesday, the 30th April 2025, the report of the Select Committee on National Cohesion and Equal Opportunity on Employment Diversity, the third report. Thank you.
Thank you. Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Okay, Chairperson, Committee on National Cohesion and Equal Opportunity. You may now give your notice of motion.
Mr. Speaker, I beg to give notice of the following motion that the House adopts the third report of the Select Committee of National Cohesion and Equal Opportunity on employment diversity audit in public institutions laid on the table of the House on Wednesday, the 30th April 2025. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next order.
Order number 7, questions and statements.
Honorable members, with your permission, allow me to reorder the order paper. So before we go to order number 7, I would like to reorder the order paper, and I would like us to go to order number 8, 9, and 10, and then we'll come back to order number 7. So you can read out order number 8.
Order number 8, procedural motion, exemption of business from the provisions of Standing Order 43.
Okay, the mover.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I beg to move that this House resolves to exempt the business appearing as order number 9, 11, 13, and 14 in today's order paper from the provisions of Standing Order 43, being a Wednesday morning, a day allocated for business not sponsored by the majority or minority party or business sponsored by a committee. Honorable Speaker, it is clear from the order paper that businesses at order number 9, order number 11, order number 13, and order number 14 does not fall under provisions of Standing Order number 43, today being a Wednesday, when there is a reservation this morning for business moved by private members. These are very important matters that we have to discuss this morning in view of the fact that today we proceed on recess until the House resumes. It is for this reason that I do urge the House to allow that we exempt these 4 businesses on the order paper from the provisions of the standing orders on the private members' bills and motions that are to be moved this morning so that we can deal with the 4 matters. With those remarks, I beg to move and request the Honorable Cynthia Muge, the woman member of parliament for Nandi County, to second.
Honorable Muge. Give her the mic.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I second.
Thank you. Honorable members, I now propose the question that this House resolves to exempt the business appearing as orders number 9, 11, 13, and 14 in today's order paper from the provisions of Order 40 subclause 3, being a Wednesday morning, a day allocated for the business not sponsored by the majority or minority party or business sponsored by a committee. Okay, it's the mood of the House that I should put the question. So, honorable members, I now put the question that this House resolves to exempt the business appearing as orders number 9, 11, 13, and 14 in today's order paper from the provisions of Order number 40, subclause 3, being a Wednesday morning, a day allocated for business not sponsored by the majority or minority party or business sponsored by a committee. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Order number 9, motion, report of the Committee of the Whole House on the Social Protection Bill, National Assembly Bill number 12 of 2025. Question to be put in third reading.
Honorable members, I now put the question that the Social Protection Bill, National Assembly Bill number 12 of 2025 be now read a third time. Will as many as of that, sorry, I made the wrong one, yeah? Honorable members, I now put the question that this House do agree with the report of the Committee of the Whole House on its consideration of the Social Protection Bill, National Assembly Bill number 12 of 2025. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. The mover of the bill, Honorable Osoro.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the Social Protection Bill, National Assembly Bill number 12 of 2025 be now read at that time. And I also asked the Honorable Member for Kwanza to second.
Madam Speaker,
Give him the mic. Okay.
Madam Speaker, I second.
Honorable members, I now propose the question that the Social Protection Bill, National Assembly Bill number 12 of 2025, be now read a third time. May I proceed to the... You'd like? Okay, I'll give you a chance, Honorable Nikal.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I really appreciate that at long last we have got a social protection bill in place. Madam Speaker, what I would really say is we must move, whichever ministry or authority is to implement it, because this is not the first time we're having a bill on social protection. There was one that was put with the late governor for Bomet, and actually it was passed, nothing never worked. And then we have a lot of social protection programs that are going on and are not coordinated. So I support that it be read at that time, but let us this time implement this bill when it becomes an act. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Honorable members, may I now put the question? Honorable members, I therefore put the question that the Social Protection Bill, National Assembly Bill number 12 of 2025 be now read a third time. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable Billy Odhiambo, I was expecting you to say something. No, the ayes have it, but I think I'll just give her a chance because I know she's been very passionate about this.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for indulging me on this issue. Indeed, Madam Speaker, actually the reason why I didn't speak is because I'd spoken to it at the second reading, and I know, Madam Speaker, that this is a bill we worked on very passionately with the late Honorable Joyce Laboso. So I want to agree with even Honorable Dr. Nikal that it's a good thing that this bill has passed, and we hope that the government this time will implementing, at least in honor of the late Honorable Joyce Laboso. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Millie. It should not have been proper for the bill to pass without you saying something, because I know you've been the one who has done the heavy lifting on this particular bill. So next order.
A bill for an act of parliament to provide a framework for the administration of non-contributory social protection interventions to establish the National Board for Social Protection and for connected purposes. Order number 10, the Industrial Training Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 50 of 2024, first reading. A bill for an act of parliament to amend the Industrial Training Act and for connected purposes.
Thank you. So, honorable members, we can now go back to order number 7. We can go to order number 7. Which is statements, and let's go to statements. The members who have the statements are okay. So we have the statements that have been requested by the member for Lunga Lunga. Honorable Mangale, are you present?
Order number 7, questions and statements.
Member for Lunga Lunga? Okay, the member is not present, so we shall proceed to the next one. Member for Subukia, Honorable Gashobe.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I wish to request for a statement regarding the murder of Mrs. Wanjiru Ng'ang'a Mutonga and the general rise of insecurity in Subukia constituency. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to Standing Order 44.2c, I rise to request a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security regarding the murder of Mrs. Wanjiru Ng'ang'a, alias Shilo, and the general rise of insecurity in Subukia constituency. Honorable Speaker, on 18th April 2025, Ms. Wanjiru Nganga Mtonga alias Shilo, a young mechanical engineering student aged 20 years, was found murdered under unclear circumstances in a Quiz village, Subukia constituency, Nakuru County. On 17th April 2025, Shiro was working as a motorbike mechanic in a garage at Kiforonjo shopping center. She failed to return home from her workstation, which was uncharacteristic of her. Her concerned mother mobilized her neighbors to assist in physically searching for her at her workplace at Kiforonjo shopping center and the surrounding areas. Given that Shilo previously mentioned being followed by unknown persons on several occasions, but they did not trace her. Surrounding it, sorry, Madam Speaker. Her concerned mother mobilized her neighbors to assist in physically searching for her at her workplace at Kiforonjo shopping center and the surrounding areas. Given that she had previously mentioned being followed by unknown people on several occasions, but they did not trace her, the search continued the following morning without success, prompting her mother to file a missing person report at Kiforonjo Police Station on 18th April 2025 under OB number 06 dated 18th April 2025. Honorable Speaker, later that day, the search party came across Shilo's body dumped near the Muru Bridge, which connects Longai and Subukia constituencies. A close observation of the body indicated that she appeared to have been raped and later killed by suffocation. Shilo's murder, likely by people known to her, raises concerns on increasing insecurity in Subukia constituencies. Previously, 5 other people had been murdered in the area, and regrettably, no suspect have ever been arrested to date in a connection with the murder. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I seek a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security on the following. Roman 1, the step being taken by the security agencies to ensure thorough and expeditious investigation into the circumstances surrounding the disappearance and murder of Ms. Wanjiru Nganga alias Shilo, and the swift apprehension and prosecution of perpetrators of her murder so as to deliver justice and closure to the bereaved family. Roman 2, the strategies being deployed to guarantee safety and security of residents in Akwisi, Baraka Rimuru, and Kiforonjo town in Subukia constituency and the surrounding areas in light of the prevailing fear of potential attack among the community. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Committee on Administration and Internal Security. Boltongoya is not here. Any member of the committee who can give a commitment on behalf of the committee? Yes, Honorable DK Kiplagat. We need a commitment. Let majority whip can give the commitment, and I'll get to yours, Honorable Kiplagat.
Much obliged, Honorable Speaker. You are all aware that we are proceeding for recess for a month. I can only commit 2 weeks after the recess.
Okay, thank you. All right, the next request for a statement is from Honorable David Kiplagat, member for Soy constituency.
Okay, thank you, Madam Speaker, and sorry for that confusion. I think the whip was causing a lot of confusion. I thought I was to read my statement. Okay, request for a statement regarding the plight of unemployed teachers aged 45 years and above. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provision of Standing Order 42.2C, I rise to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Education regarding the plight of unemployed, trained, registered, and qualified teachers aged 45 years and above. Honorable Speaker, in 2019, the Employment and Labor Relations Court ruled that the age cap of 45 years imposed by Teacher Service Commission (TSC) for the recruitment of teachers was unconstitutional, discriminatory, as it violated the right to non-discrimination and denied deserving teachers the opportunity to serve for the remaining years until the retirement age of 60. The court ordered TSC to employ teachers above 45 years without age limitation. Honorable Speaker, despite the 2019 court ruling, many trained, registered, and qualified teachers aged 45 years and above continue to be discriminated against in recruitment. This group of teachers have been continuously applying for jobs, meeting all the recruitment requirements, but are still overlooked in hiring process. This happens despite Kenya facing a severe shortage of teachers, with over 110,000 vacancies reported in 2023, including a deficit of 72,422 teachers in junior secondary school alone. Yet more than 350 qualified teachers remain unemployed, significant number being above 45 years. Their exclusion from recruitment drive has fostered despair and disillusionment, calling for affirmative action by the TSC to offer them employment opportunities before they reach the mandatory retirement age of 60. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Education on the following. I hope the chairperson is listening. Okay, yes. 1, a request on the number of registered teachers above 45 years who are currently not employed by TSC, indicating their year of graduation, year of registration, the current ages, and distribution countrywide, particularly the sub-counties within Uasin Gishu County. Yeah, and Bomet, no problem. 2, a report on the number of teachers aged 45 years that were absorbed by TSC in the recent recruitment, specifying their distribution, particularly in Uasin Gishu County. 3, efforts being made to implement affirmative action to address the plight of teachers aged above 45 years. And lastly, plans being put in place by the TSC to adjust the current recruitment framework with the aim of discouraging prolonged delays in employment and late entry into the profession. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Chairperson on Education, Honorable Meli, member for Tindiret. You'd like to say something, Honorable Muge? Okay, let's give Honorable Muge a chance. Okay.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I'd like to make a comment, of course, thanking the Honorable DK for that very good statement sought from the Departmental Committee on Education. Honorable Speaker, I have noted with concern that the offices, the sub-county offices, TSC, do not have data, the data that Honorable DK is asking for, Honorable Speaker, because you cannot be in a country where you have teachers trained and teachers registered through TSC, and when asked to give details of the graduation years of teachers in those sub-counties, you're not able to give, Madam Speaker. It is a very bad show in terms of record keeping and in terms of proper planning in this country. Honorable Speaker, if the details of the records were available, we would be comfortable saying this institution knows how many teachers graduated when and how old they are, and they will be able to use that information to actually inform the decisions that are being made going forward. So we want to ask Honorable Speaker that that information be made available so that better and proper decisions can be made, because without data, you can hardly make a proper decision. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Response from the chairperson. Honorable Cameron, you want to say something? I'll give one more person before I let you respond as chairperson. Honorable Cameron.
Madam Speaker, I want to make it to. Thank you, Madam Speaker. But the goodness is that Cameron comes from Baringo and I come from Kericho. And I think our fathers actually were confined to those areas, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I want to support what DK has mentioned. This one, Madam Speaker, should not be confined only to a Singishu or Soy. This is a national issue which is affecting all the teachers, especially those who are above 45 years, Madam Speaker. I would like to commend that, Madam Speaker, that what has to be followed is they have to make sure that those who are above 45 years should be considered, Madam Speaker. So that is my comment, Madam Speaker. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
You want to have a second go, Honorable DK? It's okay. I'll just exercise my discretion and allow him. Yes, Honorable DK?
Honorable Speaker, I think Mheshimiwa Cherot has made something in passing. This statement is for the whole country. It is not only in Uasin Gishu. What I was just saying is that the fact that I come from Uasin Gishu, I was giving emphasis so that in case the other data are not there, then we can be considered as Uasin Gishu. But this is a national issue that needs to be addressed nationally.
Thank you. That's the clarification I wanted you to give. Okay, let's go, Honorable Melly, Chairperson for the Education Committee.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I want to thank the Honorable Member for raising this issue. This issue has been said a lot and several times by the Committee of Education, noting that a number of teachers, especially the under 45-year rule, have actually failed to be employed just because of that. And about, I think 3 years ago, the committee met and discussed the issue, and we made it clear that the teacher needs to be employed as much as, even if it is 2 years to retirement, he should be employed. However, this is an issue that cuts across the country, and I want to say that immediately we are back from recess, because we are going today, we shall be able to furnish this house with enough information, but I will request that the Teacher Service Commission themselves, we shall invite them, and I shall invite the Honorable Member and interested members to come before the committee and be able to interrogate this issue further, and therefore develop a very proper policy on employment of teachers, especially putting into regard the age. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. We can move to the next statement. That's the one by the Honorable Tom Boyer, member for Nyatike. Are you present?
I'm here.
Okay, give him the mic.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Allow me to request for a statement regarding the state of the infrastructure of Kenya Power in Nyatike constituency. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44-2C, I wish to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Energy regarding the state of the infrastructure of Kenya Power within Nyatike constituency and its impact on power supply in the area. Honorable Speaker, the electricity transmission and distribution infrastructure in Nyatike is currently in a state of disrepair. Across all the 7 wards of the constituency, residents of Nyatike have raised serious concerns regarding exposed charging and fallen power lines, dilapidated poles, and malfunctioning transformers. These unsafe installations have caused multiple injuries to residents, especially during the rainy season, when the risk of electrocution becomes even higher. On Tuesday, 22nd April 2025, Mr. William Onyango was electrocuted by a fallen electricity wire, sustaining serious injuries, and is currently recuperating in hospital. Sadly, this is not an isolated incident. There are multiple cases of people being injured due to unsafe power lines and other faulty installations in the constituency. Additionally, Nyatike has been facing frequent and prolonged power outages, causing significant disruption to both social and economic activities in the area. The impact of these outages is far-reaching, with businesses reporting substantial financial losses due to the inability to operate consistently. Critical operations in hospitals are at risk due to absence or failure of power backups. The blackouts have also heightened insecurity in Nyatike due to non-operational streetlights and security systems. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from Chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Energy on the following. 1, status of replacement and maintenance of dilapidated power transmission and distribution infrastructure, including collapsed poles and hanging live wires in Nyatike constituency. Report on the causes of the frequent and prolonged power outages in Nyatike constituency and steps that the Ministry of Energy is taking to address and prevent the outages, including expected timelines for the implementation of strategies to alleviate the current crisis. Number 3, the measures that the ministry has put in place to compensate Mr. William Onyango, including reimbursement for medical expenses and consequential losses suffered by the family of Mr. Onyango, indicating specific timelines, and report on the number of victims and or deaths that have occurred due to faulty power infrastructure since 2017, and whether compensation of the same has been finalized. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Chairperson, Departmental Committee on Energy, or a representative. Okay, on behalf of Majority Leader, who's available? Oh, yes, yes, Honorable Gikaria, you're here. Proceed. We need your undertaking.
Okay. I went there twice actually. I couldn't get the zeros out.
Go to the next mic. I think the one next to you.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Because of the sensitivity of the issue, Honorable Speaker, we request 2 weeks after recess. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Okay, and honorable members, we shall go back to request for statement number 1, which was supposed to be given by Honorable Mungale, member for Lunga Lunga. I think he's now back in the house. Could you proceed?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to Standing Order number 44-2C, I raise to request for a statement from the Chairperson of Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security regarding the status of construction of Lunga Lunga Sub-County Headquarters. Honorable Speaker, the establishment of Lunga Lunga Sub-County was initiated in 2012, with the construction of its headquarters commencing in Lunga Lunga town in the same year. Regrettably, the project has stalled for over 4 years, and there are current no indications of its resumption. Honorable Speaker, the absence of the fully functioned sub-county headquarters has severely hampered effective service delivery in Lunga Lunga. Public officers, including the county commissioner and head of departments, have been forced to operate from temporary, inadequate facilities, compromising efficiency, coordination, and accessibility of government services to the people. This situation has not only delayed critical administrative function, but also undermined the confidence of residents in government operations at the grassroots level. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the Chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security on the following: the current progress of the construction of the Lunga Lunga Sub-County Headquarters, and second, the measures, if any, being undertaken to expedite its completion in order to provide proper office space for the county commissioner, heads of department, and other public officers intended to operate from these premises. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Is that also to be committed on by the Chair, Departmental Committee on Energy? The Chair, Administration, National Security? Any member of the Committee on Administration and Internal Affairs? Yes, address the matter on behalf of the committee.
Thank you, Honorable Chair, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, now that we are proceeding for recess, I think the response will be available 2 weeks after we return from recess. Thank you.
2 weeks, unless the member has something more to say. The Honorable Chief Romondo, 2 weeks.
Thank you, Chair. Because the response needs a lot of research to get to know where the project has reached and the contract period and all that. I accept that 2 weeks after recess is fine. Thank you.
Yeah, 2 weeks it shall be. Question number 5 on the order paper by the Honorable Amina Mnyazi. Yeah, the question number 5 on the list for statements is deferred until the member comes to the House or to the future. Question number 6, the question by Honorable Joseph Tunoi. Tonui.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to issue this statement. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44.2c, I wish to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Housing, Urban Planning, and Public Works regarding the stall construction of the Olengurwane Stadium. Honorable Speaker, the construction of the Olengurwane Stadium commenced in the year 2012.
Honorable Tonui, you're not audible to the House.
And Honorable Speaker, the construction of the Olengurwane Stadium commenced in the year 2012 under the national government through the Ministry of Public Works, Housing, and Urban Development. However, more than a decade later, the project remains incomplete. This prolonged delay in the construction has not only denied residents access to vital public sporting facility, but also exposed the site to degradation, notably severe soil erosion has taken toll on the parts of the stadium grounds, posing a significant risk of structural collapse and potential loss of public investment if urgent remedial action is not taken. Moreover, with the reported transfer of the project to the county government of Nakuru, it is imperative to clarify whether this was done in accordance with the law. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Housing, Urban Planning, and Public Works on the following. Number 1, the terms under which the construction of the Olengurwane Stadium which was being undertaken by the national government through the Ministry of Public Works, Housing and Urban Development, was transferred to the county government of Nakuru. Number two, full details of the contract sum for the project, including the total amount paid out at the time of transfer, the outstanding balance, and any indication of the corresponding funds were lawfully and fully transferred to the county government of Nakuru, and whether the process was done according to the law. Number three, reasons that led to the contractor to abandon the construction site despite having received public funds, and what legal action, if any, has been taken to enforce compliance with the contract terms or recover misuse of public funds. Number four, the specific measures or plans the ministry has put in place to ensure that the completion of the stall construction of Olengurwani Stadium. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Yeah, that is fine. The chair, the Departmental Committee, Housing, Urban Planning and Public Works. Yeah, the Vice Chair, the Honorable Rindikiri. Please commit.
Yes, I've listened to the statement and the requests. We are proceeding on the 1 month recess. I promise that within 2 weeks of opening, we shall deliver the report.
Honorable Tunui.
Thank you, Speaker. I'm satisfied with the 2 weeks. Thank you.
Yeah, 2 weeks it is. Number 7. Question number 7, the question by Honorable Cynthia Muge, MP.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44-2C, I rise to request for a statement from the Chairperson of Departmental Committee on Labor regarding the welfare of Kenyans working in the Middle East. Honorable Speaker, in November 2024, the Ministry of Labor and Social Protection launched a job recruitment program for connecting skilled and semi-skilled Kenyans with overseas employment opportunities, particularly, Honorable Speaker, in the Gulf countries. Those are Qatar, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates. This program, which targets placing 21,000 Kenyans in overseas jobs in the first phase, Honorable Speaker, is part of Kenya Kwanza's broader strategy to address high unemployment rates, especially among the youth. Those are the people between 18 and 34 years old, which make 35% of the total population of this country. The Ministry, Honorable Speaker, contracted accredited private agencies, one of them being the Blue Wave International Services Limited, that was to facilitate recruitment to the UAE, and partnered with the Youth Enterprise Fund to provide soft loans that ranged from 185,000 to a tune of 650,000 shillings to cover for agency fees, the air tickets, the visas, the medical expenses. That is for the successful youth, Honorable Speaker. Whereas the ministry's initiative demonstrates a proactive approach to reducing unemployment by tapping into the opportunities in the global labor markets, several concerns have been raised about the process. Notably, Honorable Speaker, there are claims of exploitation and unethical practices during recruitment, where some private agencies charge illegal fees or mismanage funds meant for job seekers.
The Honorable Rachel Nyamai, what is out of order?
Honorable Speaker, I just noted that the Honorable Farah Maalim was sitting in the House. And though I've been around for long, I do not know the exact rule about eating in the August House. Actually, he has been eating nuts. The nuts are here, Honorable Speaker. He has eaten. He did not even give me a piece to eat. And he left the nuts here, Honorable Speaker. The nuts have been left here. I don't know whether for me to continue eating or to do what. So I just want to know, and also so that those who are in their first term can learn, is it allowed to eat, Honorable Speaker, in the August House? Thank you, Honorable Speaker. The nuts are here, evidence presented to you. Exhibit, Honorable
Honorable
Speaker.
Farah Malin, understanding order number 1, the Speaker directs the Sergeant at Arms to take that foodstuff out of the plenary. And I'm doing this not only under the rules, but also for you are choosing to eat alone. Honorable Rachel Nyamai is sitting here. The minority whip, the Honorable Millie Odhiambo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I'm just concerned about the fact that you have done this under standing order number 1, which is discretionary of the Speaker. How sure are we that you are not yourself going to partake of the nuts as the Speaker?
You are challenging the discretion of the Speaker, and that is not permitted. In fact, it could be disorderly minority whip. The Speaker has directed that the nuts be taken away from the plenary by the Sergeant at Arms, and the Speaker has reasonable means to buy own nuts. The Speaker certainly is not going to pursue those nuts. Where are we?
Honorable Speaker,
Yes, Honorable Cynthia Muge, proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I'll pick up from my second point, where the Honorable Speaker, whereas the ministry's initiative demonstrates a proactive approach to reducing unemployment by tapping into the opportunities in the global labor markets, several concerns have been raised about the process. Notably, Honorable Speaker, there have been claims of exploitation and unethical practices during recruitment, where some private agencies charge illegal fees or mismanage funds meant for job seekers. They have also subjected the job seekers to debt bondage due to the loans that have been tied directly to recruitment agents' accounts, and challenges of compliance with bilateral agreements in countries where labor laws may not adequately protect migrant workers. This situation, Honorable Speaker, necessitates government intervention to streamline the process for a long-term success. Honorable Speaker, it is against this backdrop that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Labor on the following matters. 1, Honorable Speaker, the number of Kenyans that have been recruited to work in the Middle East, particularly in Qatar, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and the UAE, including specific sectors to which they were hired and the number of workers exported in each category in the specified countries. Honorable Speaker, I emphasize that there is a lot of importance in data. Secondly, Honorable Speaker, I want the Departmental Committee on Labor chairperson to tell us or give us the measures that have been put in place by the ministry to protect Kenyan migrants workers from exploitation and ensure compliance with bilateral agreements in countries where labor laws may not adequately protect them. And lastly, Honorable Speaker, the oversight mechanisms by the ministry to ensure that private recruitment agencies operate ethically and comply with the law to curb abuses such as human trafficking, among other issues that have been on the forefront currently lately, Honorable Speaker. With that, Honorable Speaker, I thank you.
The chair of the Labour Committee. Yes. Are you responding on behalf of the chair, or you have?
I'm commenting.
You have a comments before the chair takes for this. Okay, the floor.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I want to say the statement by Honorable Cynthia is of paramount importance in this House. Honorable Speaker, bearing in mind that export of labor from this country is one of the key pillars that we are working under, so that we can have our young people working outside our country. Honorable Speaker, it is very, very important, as she has stated, that bilateral agreements must be signed and must be adhered to so that we can avoid loss of life and mistreatment for the people that we take out there to work. Honorable Speaker, this is a very timely statement. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Miriam Odhiambo, Minority Whip.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I just want to thank Honorable Cynthia Muge for raising this issue and especially the concerns over issues of possibility of trafficking of persons. And we have seen very many cases of women who are mistreated when they're out. Mr. Speaker, I'm just requesting that if the Honorable Member could consider asking the relevant ministry to consider long-term change of policy. Many countries with migrant workers are working towards employment opportunities at home. If you go to the Philippines, everybody who wants to get elected gets one, their agenda is how to see their own people back home. They are moving away from sending their people home, away from home, but we are doing a deliberate policy to send people away from home. Can we consider, is it something that you can consider as a policy if it could be raised, of creating jobs at home, however humble they are? Thank you.
There being no further interest in enriching the, yes, the Honorable Chair of the Proceedings.
Honorable Speaker, I want to echo what Millie has indicated. Honorable Speaker, this aspect of export of labor, it is becoming a menace. Just as the other day we saw on the television, now the government is being accused itself. You can imagine if a government is being accused that they have taken people's money and they have not been able to deliver their promises. I think what Millie has said, Honorable Speaker, we need to do a deliberate effort on a policy to be able to create jobs locally here. Instead of, we appreciate that the diaspora and what is remitted back to the country really assists in the economic growth. But it is important, Honorable Speaker, that we do and deliberately put into place measures that will create jobs locally, particularly on matters to do with industrialization and manufacturing, because that is key. And what you are doing from the counties through the national government, I think that is where we need to go, Honorable Speaker, so that we can be able, instead of all this madness of sending our children to be, mistreated away from the country. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, the Honorable Kaluma. Can you give Honorable Kaluma the
Yes,
mic?
I thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I'm just from a meeting by IMF and World Bank, where it was confirmed that by 2035, barely 10 years from now, we'll be having a population surge of 1.2 billion young people seeking opportunities for jobs
In the globe.
across the globe. And the numbers are even bigger in developing countries. I know Kenya is listed as a middle income economy, Honorable Speaker, and I'm emphasizing this because I saw the president mention somewhere in China that unlike other East African community nations, Kenya is a middle income economy. The others still remain listed as least developed, countries. And then the media was running around saying that is undermining the other states. That, of course, is the fact. And Kenya is at a disadvantage because of that categorization as a middle income state, as the president explained. But, Honorable Speaker, the consequence is that we may not have sufficient engagement or job opportunities for our young people. And this would necessitate that where our young population is surging, they will be seeking opportunities in states where the older population are the majority. What needs to be interrogated by the committee as they respond back to us, Honorable Speaker, is how we can ensure that our people, the citizens of Kenya going outside of our territory, have job opportunities, can participate in the local economy, but are also protected in terms of the surrounding labor practices. And I think this should not be looked at just in terms of the Middle East, but
Globally.
all across. Otherwise, Honorable Speaker, this current administration, I have to commend the president. He's doing very well. When I was in Washington, I was shocked. From Moma Bay Town constituency alone, in the last 1 year, over 17 primary school teachers who upgraded their levels of studies to graduate have gone to the United States. And then teachers who are struggling, sometimes without even adequate fare, are driving me around Washington, around Virginia, around Maryland. So we must avail ourselves of those opportunities and encourage government to create these opportunities, but on properly regulated, terms, so that our citizens can meaningfully engage while they are also safe wherever they are. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
I think the chair, the previous, the Honorable Gakuria, and for the benefit of the House, maybe one needs to see the thin line between labor export and brain drain. When you export out of the country drivers and security guards and maids, I mean, how much is that a brain drain? That's not a brain drain. And it's important that the nation, in my opinion, the chair notes that there's a need for both protection for the people who go there for casual purposes and they do not need any skills, but at the same time, to see if some of the skills can be retained in here, particularly for industrialization. But I don't know how much of that industrial labor, blue collar, what do you call, cadre, goes to the Middle East to go and work in industries in the Middle East. Yes, Honorable Adan of. Can you give the mic to Honorable Adan?
Okay, thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me this opportunity. I also stand to add to my voice that it is crucial that we try to look for jobs for our youth. Currently, the number of youth out of school, those who finished universities with certificates, those who finished other lower cadre colleges with diplomas, those who dropped out of school at maybe primary and secondary school level, who are in every household in this country is seriously alarming. Looking at our environment, I am not seeing in the near future where we can create adequate jobs for all these youth. So this issue of looking for jobs outside the country is very crucial. Even if they don't remit back anything to this country, even if they only take care of themselves wherever they are, feed themselves, feed their families, just to themselves, that itself is very, very important. And when we see, as you said, the number of people going out there or looking for these jobs, and the jobs which are available there, there's no opportunity of what we call a brain drain. We already have too many brains in this country to fit into the economy of this country. So even if we send to other countries a few of those very highly skilled people out there, we still have many more in the country who can satisfy the market within the country. And therefore, much as it is very important
Honorable Adan, this is now a debate. You need to raise issues that you think will enrich the statement that is sought. Don't debate the matter. Madam Mugi has asked for a statement. If you think you have additional information to include into that so that the chair can take note of that, and when the chair is responding, is able to encompass all that. That is the sense of allowing a few more people to partake in this statement thought.
The only thing I will add is that when the chair is looking at this issue, They should be very stratified objectives of making sure that the Kenyans who are going out, their safety, their security, and their working environment should be satisfied and corrected. Thank you.
That's noted. Madam Yamai, you have something to add to?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I would like to add my voice to this matter that has been raised by the Honorable Cynthia Muge, which is extremely important, Honorable Speaker. And the biggest concern, Mr. Speaker, is our children, the children that we are seeing out there, or our young people out there who are suffering in the Middle East. And I think what I would encourage the committee to do is to encourage the Ministry of Labor to get more involved, especially with the private agencies, because I think that is where the problem is. They must be regulated by government. I think this is something that the committee must look into, and also try as much as possible to monitor them when they get there, evaluate the places where they go, and ensure that even the country is able to benefit from them through the remittances and also some form of giving back to the country through a taxation. Although these days people seem not to like the word taxation, but I believe that we are producing more graduates than we can absorb. So to me, this jobs Maju is a big idea from the president, and we must laud government
enough.
for it.
Yeah, fair
Thank
enough.
you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Oundo, and then the Honorable, yes, the Lady Martha, yes. Please be very brief and just, if there's any gap that was left, you feel that should be included in the statement.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
And just add that.
I just request the committee, the chair of the committee, while responding to the matter, they need to be very deliberate in their answer. And you have clearly said there's a difference between dumping excess labor and brain drain. Indeed, what we are doing currently, going to Middle East, this dumping excess labor, they were promised jobs, and it was all stories. Now they have been left on their own. All they can do is to go and suffer outside there. We need to stratify those who are in the Middle East. What's the cadre of the jobs they are doing? Are they manual jobs? Are they intellectual stimulating jobs? What kind of jobs are they doing? So that we just don't simply pick in all the hustlers that were promised jobs and they have been dumped, so they're being dumped in the Middle East. Thank you.
Yes, the Honorable Martha. Yes, it's you. Who is that? I'm a little bit short-sighted.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I think I want to support what everybody's saying here. The security of our young people who go out to look for jobs is very, very critical, because we have seen cases where they come back when they're in coffins, and circumstances leading to such deaths, it's never known, and nobody ever follows to the end. I just want to highlight the fact that we need to know how many of our young people need jobs abroad. We need statistics so that we know the number of young people that go out to look for jobs, the kind of jobs that they're going to do, so that we do not export too many out of the country and leave ourselves with nobody, so that we also have some people working for us. Otherwise, we shall empty the country and everybody will be going abroad for further studies with no control. So my appeal to the committee is to look at the number of the statistics that is required for those that need to get jobs out and those that remain. Otherwise, we shall suffer the brain drain. We need other people to work for us as well.
The last
Young
one.
people. Thank you.
The last one on this, the Honorable Member of Parliament for Westlands, Timothy Wanyonyi. The last
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
enrichment of the statement, yes.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, while looking for jobs for our young people abroad is a noble thing, but Mr. Speaker, it needs to be regulated by the government, because they're mushrooming illegal agencies that are fleecing our young people. They're getting as much money from them and then just abandoning them or disappearing without anything. So the government must be serious about it, regulate it, and make sure even those agencies peddling this, they must be properly, Mr. Speaker, regulated by the government. Thank you.
fair enough. The MP for Kesses is the very last one now. And then make sure that you raise issues that have not been raised. Not
Yes, thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. I think all our discussion from members who have contributed surrounds about establishing clear framework. Because over time, we've had the government through the ministry speaking about labor migration, signing of bilateral agreements and arrangements. But the big question that should be asked by this honorable house, where is this legal framework that is so fundamental that will protect the rights of Kenyans under the Constitution of Kenya, that is supreme law, remembering that Kenya is a supreme country. And for that purpose, if we are going to have this discussion, yes, I understand we want to respond to the challenges of our unemployment for our youth in our country. But sometimes we end up exposing our children to countries that are predators. They want to predate on our labor, on our trained skills. Remember, Kenya is rated as the best country among those who have proper training facilities on our human resource. The other day we saw a report in Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital where nurses who have been trained, who have acquired experience to provide services, healthcare services and support of nursing at the only second referral hospital, most of them have left the country. Now the institution is struggling. They don't have enough budget to go back to employ. And even if they go back to market to employ, where are they going to get people who have been trained to handle special cases of referral? Remember, a facility like Moi Teaching and Referral, which is a referral facility, has got special cases of treatment and handling of those patients that require specific nurses to handle that. So, Mr. Speaker, I think it is rightful that this house needs to rise, and let us begin to think around and guide on these ones. Thank you so much, Mr.
The chair of the committee or a member of the committee who is going to, or the majority leader, majority whip, who is here for this matter? We don't have the majority leader, ML, the minority leader, the deputies. Is there a member of the Labour Committee here in the House? Millie, can you now take this responsibility on behalf of the House? Because you have a collective responsibility. And I presume now that you have a broad-based government, you should be willing to take certain responsibility for your colleagues in the government.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we have a broad-based arrangement. And within that broad-based arrangement, Mr. Speaker, I'm speaking carefully as a lawyer. And within that broad-based arrangement, Mr. Speaker, undertake that this matter will be responded to within 2 weeks of return because of its urgency.
Within 2 weeks? After we resume. Okay, fair enough. The next one is the honorable member from Sambweni, Faisal Bada.
Asante. Asante Mheshimiwa Spika. Nimesimama kuweka ombi la kauli kuhusu unyekuzi wa ardhi ya msikiti wa Kongo. Mheshimiwa Spika, kwa mujibu wa kanuni za kudumu 44(2) cha, nasimama kuomba kauli kutoka kwa mwenyekiti wa kamati ya kiidara ya ardhi kuhusiana na unyekuzi wa ardhi ya umma ya msikiti wa Kongo katika eneo bunge la Msambweni. Mheshimiwa Spika, msikiti wa Kongo una dhima ya historia na kidini kwa kuwa ulijengwa katika karne ya 14 ya awali na Wajemi. Mheshimiwa Spika, Wajemi ni Persians. Msikiti huu ulitambuliwa kwa mara ya kwanza kama kumbukumbu la kitaifa na serikali ya kikoloni mnamo mwezi Juni mwaka wa 1927. Baada ya Kenya kupata uhuru, msikiti wa Kongo pamoja na ardhi inayoizunguka ulitangazwa rasmi kuwa kumbukumbu la kitaifa lililolindwa chini ya sheria. Hata hivyo, mnamo mwaka 1986 inadaiwa kwamba watu fulani walishirikiana na maafisa waandamizi wa serikali kutekeleza njama ya kumilikishwa ardhi hiyo kwa rais wa wakati huo, hayati Daniel Toroitich arap Moi, kwa njia ya udanganyifu na isiyo ya halali. Mnamo mwaka wa 2009, akiwa amestaafu, hayati Rais Moi alifahamishwa kuhusu umilikishaji huo usio halali, na kwa hiari yake alirejesha hati miliki ya ardhi hiyo kwa msajili wa hati. Hatua hii ilipelekea kubatilishwa kwa hati miliki hiyo na kurejesha hali ya umiliki wa ardhi hiyo kuwa ya umma kama ilivyotambuliwa tangu mwaka wa 1927. Mheshimiwa Spika, kutokana na hatua hizo, serikali ilitenga ardhi hiyo kwa manufaa ya jamii ya Waislamu wanaoswali katika msikiti wa Kongo na kutoa hati mbili. Hati nambari 55034 kwa msikiti wa Kongo na hati nambari 55035 kwa kituo cha Kiislamu wa Kwale. Serikali iliteua katibu mtendaji katika Wizara ya Hazina ya Taifa kuwa mdhamini wa hati miliki za ardhi hiyo. Mnamo mwaka wa 2012, aliyekuwa waziri mkuu wakati huo, Mheshimiwa Raila Odinga maarufu Baba, alizikabidhi hati miliki hizo kwa jamii nufaika. Mheshimiwa Spika, mnamo mwezi Machi mwaka 2025, jamii hiyo ilishangaa kugundua kuwa kipande hicho cha ardhi kilikuwa kimetangazwa kuuzwa kwa bei ya shilingi bilioni 1,445,000. Watu wanaodaiwa kumiliki ardhi hiyo ni Bwana Mohamed Hamisi Mwachumba na Bwana Ali Mwadarashi Mwagariche, wanaodai kuwa walipata hati miliki ya ardhi hiyo tarehe 17 Februari mwaka 2025, jambo ambalo linastabisha ikifahamika kwamba ardhi hiyo imekuwa ya umma tangu mwaka wa 1927 na kudumishwa baada ya Kenya kuwa nchi huru. Mheshimiwa Spika, ni kutokana na hali hii ndipo ninaomba kauli kutoka kwa mwenyekiti wa kamati ya kiidara ya ardhi kuhusu masuala yafuatayo. 1. Maelezo kuhusu namna ambavyo ardhi ya msikiti wa Kongo inayojulikana kuwa ya umma na iliyotangazwa kama eneo la kumbukumbu la kitaifa lililolindwa ilisajiliwa kwa umiliki wa kibinafsi. 2. Hatua zinazochukuliwa na Wizara ya Ardhi pamoja na Tume ya Kitaifa ya Ardhi kukabiliana na unyakuzi huu wa ardhi ya msikiti wa Kongo. 3. Mikakati iliyowekwa kulinda eneo hilo kama kumbukumbu la kitaifa linalolindwa. Na 4 na ya mwisho ni maelezo ya kina kuhusu jinsi wizara pamoja na Tume ya Kitaifa ya Ardhi zinavyokusudia kuwezesha kurejeshwa kwa ardhi hiyo kwa wamiliki halali ambao ni jamii ya Waislamu wa msikiti wa Kongo. Asante Mheshimiwa Spika.
Kuna mheshimiwa wowote kuchangia hiyo? Mheshimiwa dada yetu kutoka sehemu hizo pia Mombasa nafikiri.
Basi asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika kwa kunipa fursa hii, nami pia nibaki katika kumbukumbu za bunge hili kuunga mkono hoja iliyoletwa na Mheshimiwa mbunge wa Msambweni ambaye ametoka katika constituency mojawapo ambayo mimi pia ninamiliki. Mheshimiwa Spika, sisi kama watu wa Kwale tulitamaushwa pakubwa na jambo hili. Mheshimiwa Spika, mimi naiunga mkono hoja hii kwa sababu ni mtoto wa Kiislamu na ninaielewa historia kamili kama vile Mheshimiwa Faisal alivyoizungumzia. Mheshimiwa Spika, ardhi ya Kongo ya msikiti ni mahali patakatifu. Ni jambo la kutangaza wezi, mimi nitawaita wezi, walaghai, waliokuja na kuweza kusema ardhi ile wao ndio wamiliki. Historia inajieleza vizuri sana Mheshimiwa Spika kwamba ardhi ile ni ardhi ya msikiti. Na ilipatikana kwa njia gani? Historia Mheshimiwa Faisal ameieleza. Haiwezekani kuwa mtu ametokezea hivi majuzi na anasema anataka kumiliki ardhi ile. Ile ni ardhi ya kihistoria. Mheshimiwa Spika, ardhi ya Kongo haiuziki na haiwezi kuuzwa. Ninalaani vikali jambo hili, na pia na mimi naongezea kamati ya ardhi ya bunge hili iweze kuingilia kati, lakini historia inajieleza vizuri sana. Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika, na nikome hapo.
Mheshimiwa wa Kesesa. Uangalie jinsi unavyoweza kuboresha hiyo
Mr. Speaker, una patia mtihani mkubwa sana.
Endelea basi.
Waje niongee kwa lugha ya Kimombo. Nitaongea kwa lugha ya Kimombo.
Sasa.
Asante. Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. In any case, even if I want to respond word by word, be very sure that the Honorable Member Msambweni asked. Already confused me. Deep words in the Swahili that I could not even fathom some of them. Now, Mr. Speaker, but on this particular issue, it is increasingly becoming a big problem where either public land or community land are changing hands all of a sudden, and it's becoming rampant. Of late, we are realizing a lot of cases here and there, not even forgetting that we have a pending serious issue, grievous issue that has involved people dying.
Unachangia hoja, sisi tunataka uchangie ile statement inaitwaje kwa Kiswahili?
Kauli.
Kawira.
Kauli.
Kauli. Wewe unachangia usaidie ile kauli ya changia kauli. Usianze hoja. Bwana Kaluma.
Asante. So, ninapochangia Bwana Speaker ni kwamba imebidi kupitia mambo kama haya ambayo yametukia kila mahali, kwamba wizara husika ianze kuangazia ni nini kinaleta shida.
Imetosha.
Asante.
Mheshimiwa Kaluma. Inaitwa nidhamu kwa Kiswahili, point of order. Sema Bwana Kaluma. Hebu mpe.
Honorable Speaker, I'm standing under Article 27 of the Constitution, which speaks to the matter that nobody shall be discriminated based on any consideration, including language.
Yeah.
Honorable Speaker, the question being raised by Honorable Faisal Bade here is a very serious question. I remember the last time I saw Prime Minister Raila Amolo Odinga is when he was meeting the PS for lands over this very matter. And you know, when Baba meets and commits by any means, including on X account, that action is being taken, it is a serious issue. It is also serious because it is concerning a mosque. And people of the Islamic faith should be considered in terms of how we respect all places of worship. Honorable Speaker, why I'm standing under Standing Order number 27 is to ask whether
Under constitutional Article 27.
Article 27 of the Constitution
Yes.
is to ask whether the honorable member and the chair of the relevant committee or his representative are right honorable to address such a serious matter in Kiswahili when members who feel deeply about it, like us, whose disabilities in that language are well known, are in the House, honorable member. Could you direct the members to ask this question in English so that we can participate like any other member?
Mheshimiwa
Kaluma,
Kaluma, nidhamu. Mheshimiwa Kaluma, katika nidhamu yetu na katika katiba yetu ni lugha mbili ambao unaweza kuzungumzia katika bunge, ni Kiswahili na Kizungu. Kwa hivyo kama amezungumzia Kiswahili ako kwenye nidhamu. Mheshimiwa Kore Aden Mayaka.
Asante Mheshimiwa Spika kwa kunipa fursa hii niweze kuchangia hoja hii muhimu, na mimi itasema kwamba naliunga mkono hoja ya Mheshimiwa kuhusu msikiti wa Kongo. Na Mheshimiwa, mambo kuhusu ardhi imekuwa ardhi, hasa ardhi za sehemu za kidini, imekuwa ni donda sugu katika nchi hii. Mheshimiwa, tumepata msukosuko mingi katika sehemu za sala, iwe ni kanisa, iwe ni misikiti, kuhusu ardhi na majibizano kuhusu uongozi wa sehemu hizo, lakini ardhi imekuwa ni jambo ambalo limeleta matatizo mengi sana katika sehemu zetu za dini. Na Mheshimiwa, ningependa kamati wakati watakapokuwa naangalia hoja hili kuhusu msikiti wa Kongo, wasiangalie msikiti wa Kongo peke yake, waangalie katika sehemu zote za dini ambazo ziko na mabishano kuhusu ardhi, iwe ni kanisa, iwe ni misikiti katika nchi hii. Tunajua hapa Nairobi wiki iliyopita tulipata matatizo katika msikiti wa Majengo. Tunajua msikiti wa Jamia hapa hapa Njiru pia watu waliumizana juzi kuhusu mabishano kuhusu ardhi. Kisumu kulikuwa na mabishano kuhusu msikiti na kanisa, hadi msikiti wenyewe ukapewa jina ambaye ni inahusisha madini zote mbili. Kwa hivyo majibizano aina hii kuhusu ardhi katika sehemu za maombi ni nyingi, na ningependa kamati iangazie sehemu zote ambazo ziko na mabishano. Asante.
Amekusikia kamati Mayaka, alafu chairman ya
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika. Mheshimiwa Spika, ningependa kuchangia kauli ya Mheshimiwa ambayo sana sana yazungumzia swala la ardhi za kihistoria. Mheshimiwa Spika, ardhi za kihistoria na ardhi za kidini ni mambo ambayo kamati ambayo inaitwa National Heritage ama kamati ya kukuza kitaifa inafaa iangalie kabisa swala hili, na inafaa ya kuwa tuwe na sera ama policy ili tuweze kujua kama taifa, katika taifa letu la Kenya, ni wapi ambapo tuko na ardhi za kihistoria ambazo hazijateuliwa, ambazo hazijalindwa, ambazo hazijazingatiwa kwenye sheria, ili tuweze kuhakikisha kwamba zimekuwa na ulinzi ambao uko tafakari kabisa. Kwa hivyo Mheshimiwa Spika, nashukuru Mheshimiwa huyu kwa kuleta kauli hili, na ningependa kwamba kamati ambayo itaenda kuangalia jambo hili liweze kuangalia ni sera gani ambayo tunaweza leta ili tupate swala hili la ardhi za kihistoria kuweza kutatuliwa kihaswa. Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika.
Mheshimiwa, alafu kisha tutamsikiza mwenyekiti wa kamati.
Mheshimiwa Spika, mimi ningependa kuchukua nafasi hii ili niweze kuunga mkono hoja hili ambayo imeletwa na Mheshimiwa Faisal.
Mheshimiwa Spika, mambo ya ardhi katika nchi hii imekuwa chanzo ya watu kuuana, imekuwa chanzo ya watu kunyakua ardhi ambayo si yao, ardhi ambayo ni ya community. Na Mheshimiwa Spika, mimi kwangu nimeongea na Mheshimiwa Faisal hapa na nimewahi kuuliza yeye ni kiasi gani ya hili shamba imenyakuliwa, na ameniambia ni eka 16. Bwana Spika, hili ni jambo ambalo hata inasidi wale ambao wanahusika, kamati ambao wanahusika na hii. Na Bwana Spika, mimi ningependa kupendekeza ya kwamba waziri wa ardhi mwenyewe aweze kufika hapa baada ya likizo ambayo tunaelekea leo. Bwana Spika, hili ni jambo ambalo ni gumu sana, kwa sababu hata mashule mengine, hata kwangu kuna watu ambao wamenyakua shamba ya shule huko kwetu, na hili ni kitu ambacho lazima serikali ishughulikie kwa njia ambayo inatakikana. Kwa hivyo, Mheshimiwa Spika, mimi napendekeza ya kwamba waziri wa ardhi mwenyewe afika hapa ili aweze kutueleza mambo mengi ambayo inahusu ardhi.
Mheshimiwa Nyikal, alafu kisha tutamsikiza mwenyekiti. Kidogo mwenyekiti, tumsikize Mheshimiwa Nyikal wa mwisho.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Wa kujaribu kuboresha.
Mr. Speaker, I just want the committee to look at a much deeper question relating to land. The problem is so much that the documents that we use for land procedures and processes are no longer look valid. When the committee is looking at this, can they really look at documents like a search certificate? What does it mean you have a search certificate and then later on you find that the search certificate did not reveal all the details about the land? Why then should citizens pay for that certificate? Two, what we call titles. People have titles and yet transactions can go on and later on the title is found to be invalid. Where, and these are government documents. Where is the process and what do we do? And we need another way of actually using documents that have detailed information which the government can take responsibility for. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Mheshimiwa mwenyekiti ya kamati la ardhi. Oh, unataka kuchangia? Na ni wapi kama mwenyekiti wa kamati ya ardhi? Kuna mtu yeyote kutoka hiyo kamati hapa katika bunge? Haya, mheshimiwa, endelea, alafu hiyo yako ni ya mwisho kabisa kuchangia hiyo.
Mheshimiwa Spika, nashukuru kwa kunipa nafasi hii. Mwanzo nichangie ndugu yangu Faisal kwa ile mambo ambayo amesema, lakini Mheshimiwa Spika, kitu cha kwanza ambaye sijui katika ombi ya hiyo request yake kama alisema, Mheshimiwa Spika, hatuwezi kuwa na land officers ambayo wanashiriki kwenda kufanya maovu haya ambaye yanakuja kubadilisha hata kunyakua misikiti na ardhi za makanisa. Kwa hivyo sijui kama ndani ya tungeomba kamati watoe hukumu ama inaitwaje hiyo hukumu kwa wale ambaye waofisa wa mashamba walihusika katika ubadilishaji wa haya. Pili, vile ndugu yangu amesema kulete waziri hapa. Mbeleni tuliambiwa ya kwamba wanaenda katika system ya kidijitali kuweka mashamba katika system ndio tuweze kuondoa, pengine ndio tuweze kujua kama hiyo system ya kidijitali inaendelea katika ile kusajilisha wamiliki wa mashamba, kwa sababu tukiendelea na hii mambo ya kawaida hii ya manyu, hiyo ndio inatusumbua zaidi. Kwa hivyo ningependa kamati itoe hukumu kwa wale maofisa wa mashamba ambayo walihusika katika uporaji wa shamba hili la msikiti. Asante
kama hakuna mtu kutoka ni Naomi. Mheshimiwa Naomi, wewe ni naibu wa naitwa nini?
Kiranja.
Wewe ni naibu wa kiranja la chama cha walio wengi.
Yes.
Unaweza kutueleza utapeana ahadi fulani ya kuhakikisha kwamba tumepata majibu kuhusu yale kauli?
Ndio naweza peana, na kwa sababu tunaenda on recess sasa, tukisharudi
Recess kwa Kiswahili inaitwa nini? Likizo.
Likizo tunaenda
Endelea.
kwa likizo, na baada ya kutoka kwa hiyo likizo tukipata muda ya wiki 2 itakuwa sawa.
It's so directed.
Asanti.
Now, next one is the Honorable Member Victor Koech, MP for Chepalungu. MP for Chepalungu, proceed and put the request for your statement.
Yeah, thank you, Honorable Speaker. Pursuant to provisions of Standing Order 44-2C, I wish to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Tourism and Wildlife regarding the serious human life conflicts currently being experienced in parts of Chepalungu constituency. Honorable Speaker, on the 18th March 2025, the late Kevin Kipkemoing Etich, son of Mr. Paul Ruto, tragically lost his life after being attacked by a crocodile while washing clothes in Chepkulo River. Kevin, a 16-year-old from 3 students at Nogirwet Day Secondary School, had returned home from Sunday service and proceeded to the river to wash his clothes and take a bath. Sadly, 3 hours later, his clothes were found floating midstream, prompting local residents to raise alarm. Upon investigation, a crocodile was sighted, confirming the tragic incident. Honorable Speaker, it is sad to note that despite being informed promptly, officers from the KWS who are located barely 2 kilometers from the scene delayed their response by over 6 hours. It was ultimately 2 elderly community members and a youth group who retrieved the body from of the deceased. This is not an isolated incident. Residents of Chepalungu have long suffered repeated human-wildlife conflicts with crocodiles, the hyenas,